Good afternoon. What is a warm, bright and sunny day. It is Wednesday, June 7th. I've got a nice hot cup of tea. And box to continue unboxing. So, without further ado, I've already pulled out and looked at these, which is the Conan card set. So, next thing below is going to be some Conan books, and I already looked at that one, Conan the Exile book. So the next one along, that's behind that, is quite slim. Is Waves Stained Crimson for Robert E. Howard's Conan. Adventures in an Age Undreamed of, which is the 2D20 system, rule system published by Modiphius Entertainment. So, death and destruction wait upon the waves. In desperation, the sailors abandoned their oars and snatched up their weapons. It was valiant, but useless. They had time for one flight of arrows before the pirate was upon them. From a merciless attack in the dead of night to bloodthirsty duels in the port of Tortage, life is never easy on the ocean waves. In this thrilling campaign, players will raid cities, avenge being enslaved at the hands of a ruthless buccaneer, and write themselves into legend. When their ship is sacked and the daughter of a merchant prince is kidnapped, the players are thrust into a world of intrigue, deadly sorcery, and the threat of apocalypse. Coursing against the raging seas of the Hyborian Age, the adventurers confront terrors of the like they've never seen before. Degenerate cults, murderous cutthroats, and a weaver of darkest magics with a plan for the world that must be halted. Do you have the courage and fortitude to stand against a rising tide of blood and danger? So, a thrilling all-new campaign for Conan Adventures in an Age Undreamed of. 5 adventures creating a series of challenges for even the most experienced of players. New islands to explore, new monsters to fight, and new antagonists to defeat. Take to the seas in an adventure of piracy, plunder, and intrigue. So what we've got is a nautical piratical campaign for Conan Adventures in an Age Undreamed of. So presumably the key course supplement you're going to need with is Conan the Pirate. But let's find out what we've got inside. Open this up. Take off the plastic. And it's quite a slim volume, actually slimmer than I anticipated. It is a mere, let's have a look, 100 pages. Very nice slim hardback, and you open up and you sort of like, so you can see as with the other Conan books, we've got the front cover, but you can still see the whole thing inside the front cover, whilst in the back we have adverts, of course, for other Modiphius Entertainment role-playing games, so Fallout and Dune. But inside, table of contents, and got an overview of the campaign itself, and Piracy, Revenge and Cosmic Terror, a report on the Deimos manuscript. It's basically a little bit of a conceit there that you can buy this. You could find this at the time when Robert E. Howard was writing, and this is what he based all this information on. So we've got this overview of the different chapters and the different campaign parts. Before we get into chapter 1, the Rose and the Shadow, the first part of the adventure with this ship. When the Rose met the Shadows, you've got the encounter that sets the campaign off, and the rival ship, the Devil's Shadow. And once the player characters are captured, you've got the NPCs here that face off against, so on. Trapped in the hold. How to play the captives, taking progression through the adventure, out of the hold, and then the end on the island of the Black Monolith. Exploring the island, what might be there? Because of course, if you're going to have a pirate campaign, you need the player characters to be captured or shipwrecked, and inevitably and be washed ashore on a desert island. And from there, of course, because they're at sea, they can also go into the depths. Face the demon in the depths. And so I've got advice here at the end, running the adventure, and final considerations. Before getting on to chapter 2, a trail of bastards. Okay, just say that quietly. So, having caught themselves up into this situation, your player characters are going to want revenge and put an end to this scourge of the seas. So we run into some pirates, and set sail to the Barracan Isles, and then walk to the port of Tortage, and dealings in Tortage and what they might get up to there. And then getting along with the Red Brotherhood or not. So you've got NPCs to deal with, cope with, and maybe to fight. And then the player characters that you set sail for the next destination, which is Argos, and what they might find there. And again, option gathering material before we've got the final considerations, advice, and so on for the game master, and chapter 3, and the Temple of Azana. So the road of plunder once again, seeking the enemy, setting sail on the trail to get to Azana and the town of the island of Azana and the town of Zars, and what might be found there. You get a chance to dine with the witch. Getting to the temple over the mountains. And here we have a map of the Dark Black Temple of Azana. Full details, and that's the destination for the third part of the campaign. List of what we've got inside. And of course, places where rivals meet, and a horror is called. The end of the temple, of course, final considerations, so basically advice for the GM, and essentially what happens next. Before we have the Knight of the Yellow Sashes, and set sail for Tambaru, the city of Balbanon, and they actually get to take part in the sacking of Balbanon. Basically, just sack a city. You've got a big battle to stage here. Forcing the city gates, all the way different phases, just exploring the city as the pirates put it to the sword and the flame. Wow, basically multiple phases of this section, all the way up to confronting Captain Deimos at last, and the sorcerer's stratagem. And again, pursuing a madman. And when you're facing with in Balbanon, you've got a table of events there. And loot tables. And of course, various characters and NPCs that players can run into whilst they're running across the city, attempting to find what their quarry. And then in the last chapter, the Black Islands rise. So essentially now we're on to sailing the darkened seas, heading for the Seven Isles, and into the Nightmare Islands, the discoveries. For example, the searchers unearth a piece of unearthly jewellery or a small statuette of some kind. These items are fashioned from a strange pale gold. So you can see where the inspiration for that comes from. Here we have a map of the Black Isles. A description of the island of the monolith. Island of ruins, the maelstrom, island of madmen, essentially where you encounter mutinies, whether upon the, presumably upon the part of those serving the villain of the piece. So you've got different descriptions of the various islands. Before one last mutiny, how many mutinies can you have? Obviously not enough. And in the island of the temple, the god will awaken. Right, and the final encounter with Thessala, a nameless horror. And we've got various notes sort of like on the afterward, so including which cover ships and crews, dividing the loot, Emma fate, one of the NPCs, and those who defied the gods of Brillier. Experience wanted awards and possible follow-up adventures. So really what we've got here, and then we've got appendices of ships on the Crimson Seas, the various ships that the player characters can encounter, merchant vessels, warships and the like. And that's it really. That is Wave-Stained Crimson, a fairly short mini campaign. You've got sort of like five parts, and then you're probably going to get 2, maybe perhaps 3 sessions out of each one of those. So you know, you might actually sort of like, I think, you know, complete it in you know, as many, sort of about 10 sessions or so. But yeah, for basically if you're looking for like a semi-nautical campaign for Conan, this is it. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box containing you know, several books, one of which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing of the Nook. Be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.